Hi, Nikki Devitt with the Petoskey Chamber, and we are doing a Petoskey Strong check-in. And with me, I have David Jones, or DJ, from the Petoskey Harbor Springs Area Community Foundation. Good morning.
Good morning, Nikki. How are you?
I'm good, and yourself?
It's a Monday, but we're doing great.
Yeah, it's a Monday. We've determined that already. I wanted to take a minute, DJ, and thank you so much for checking in with us. The Petoskey Harbor Springs Area Community Foundation is doing a lot right now, and the Essential Needs Fund is being talked about. And there's some amazing things that you guys have done in just a short amount of time addressing the needs of our community through this COVID crisis. And I would really love if you kind of gave everybody an overview a little bit of what's been done with the Essential Needs Fund and what is up to coming up.
Sure. Thanks, Nikki. I appreciate the opportunity for you checking in with us. And like everybody else these days, we have a lot going on. So, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk about the Essential Needs Fund because it's an important source of funding for the community, and it's it's an important time to use it. So, two couple things here. One is it's kind of a mix of what we're doing from the Essential Needs Fund as far as programming support versus operating support. And it's also, frankly, a mix, and I want to be clear about this, of health and human service and others, right? Because this is obviously a very broad crisis, which I'll get to in a second. But so, as I mentioned the other day, I'm happy to say, at least so far anyway, we've done about 63,000 in grants out the door to 14 absolutely wonderful community organizations. And that begs the question, you might say, well, how are there 14 organizations, with just health and human service? We know the big ones, right? Obviously, MANA, Salvation Army, and Charm United Way is doing some things with their relief fund. So, and those are very important. And as I've mentioned before, we were right out the gate with this crisis doing 3 immediate grants, right? We did 5,000 each to MANA, to Salvation Army, and then we supported and are partnering with Charm United Way on their relief fund. In fact, also helping staff the committee. So, and that's great. We wanted that money out the door right away, a good chunk of change, because this is obviously a human services crisis. But the reality is the Community Foundation, I think with our slightly wider lens on things, sees that this crisis is not your normal crisis, right? It's not just a health and human service issue. We have, with a pandemic layered on top of a health crisis and a shutdown of the economy, now you layer on a huge economic crisis on that. And no one's escaping the issue here, right? So we wanted to be aware of that and say, listen, we can certainly do all we can do with the human service needs. And fortunately, again, we're not the only player in this community. There are individuals and other funders that have come to the aid of MANA and Salvation Army and others, which is great. So, but what we're seeing, again, with a slightly wider lens from the foundation is, again, everyone in this community is getting hit. And small businesses, and I frankly consider nonprofits to be small businesses. So, and let's be honest, this economic hardship was going to happen whether you had to shut down the economy or not. I mean, COVID was going to affect the economy anyway, but it certainly doesn't help that you tell everyone to stop doing business for over a month. Right. So we just feel like if we can help the organizations, nonprofit organizations that are all taking a hit because their events have been canceled, fundraisers have been canceled, that's something we need to do, because when you get on the other end of this thing, we're not going to have any arts, we're not going to have any environmental protection going on if these agencies can't keep their doors open. And we might lose some. We might lose some nonprofits out of this. That's just unfortunate. But we wanted to be able to do what we could early to help sustain these folks. And we know that nonprofits are eligible for the PPP funding, just like for-profit businesses are. But that money, billions of dollars, disappeared in about 2 days. So.
Yeah, it goes effective again this morning, and that will be gone quite quickly. And the thing is, not all nonprofits are eligible for the PPP. C6s are not.
Yeah, right.
So there is a sector of nonprofits who are completely left out of any funding, really, truthfully, if they weren't able to get in on the EIDL loan quite quickly. And even that being reinstated, that's going to be another tough one there. So our local foundations, with what you're doing on a local level, and I can say this, and it's no secret that, the arts have a huge passion in my heart, and serving with on the board as Little Traverse Civic Theater for an organization like ours. There's just, if you can't have a performance, you can't function.
Right. And everyone's so anxious to get back to normal, right? When this is all done. Well, maybe I'd like to go to a show. Well, I'm not going to a show if the Civic Theater or other arts
Right.
groups aren't functioning. So
Right.
I appreciate essential needs has a connotation to it of health and human service support, and maybe it does a little bit, and we're going to do all we can for those groups, obviously. But this is just such a widespread crisis that the community foundation can't help but try and do something for everyone.
And so if somebody wants to help fund the Essential Needs Fund, if somebody says, look, I need to do something, I want to give back right now. I want to make sure that when we do have a new normal, because we all know that it's never going to be the same.
Right.
When we do have our new normal, I want to make sure those things are there. I want to take care of the immediate need now. What do we do? How do people help as best they can with the Community Foundation?
Yeah. Well, if you want to support the Essential Needs Fund, certainly go to our website and write down the donate button. You'll see some language about the essential needs, and just pick the Essential Needs Fund and make a donation. It's our website is PHSACF.org. So please visit that site, and you can go there and see also on the Essential Needs, we have a separate page talking about the grant dollars going out. So if you want to read about the criteria and what we're supporting, go to that page and read about that too. But certainly make a donation if it's something you want to support.
Thank you so much, DJ. We really appreciate everything you're doing. I know your staff is working around the clock like a lot of us. There's an essential worker, and then there's the behind the scenes workers.
Right.
That we may be home, but we're still working. So I appreciate all that your staff and that you are doing for our community's needs now and going forward.
Yeah, thanks, Nikki. I'll give a huge shout out to the team at the foundation too. Like everybody else, we kind of all of a sudden found ourselves not in the office, and we're all of a sudden became remote workers pretty unexpectedly and pretty quick. And all 5 of us have adapted fantastic and really didn't skip a beat as far as our workload. And obviously the workload changed. We were in the middle of our spring grant cycle when this hit, so
Yes.
it's a lot to deal with, especially when you now kick yourself out of the office and have to do this from home. So they've done a great job. I'm so proud of the team. They haven't missed a beat during this crisis. So kudos to them.
Yeah, I can say right back to mine. They're incredible.
Yeah. You've done a great job too, Nikki, with what you've done at the chamber. So thank you for what you're doing.
Thanks. We're all in this together, right?
That's right.
All right, DJ, thank you so much. And make sure that we'll tag at the end the website so that people can go. And if they have questions on the Essential Needs Fund, and if you have any updates going out further that you need us to put out there, just let us know.
I will do that. We'll keep everybody up to date.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Nikki. Have a great day.